She was done being the funny fat friend. The mirror had become her enemy. She laughed, so no one saw her pain. At every party, she was the one with the jokes. Friends loved her humor, but she hated the way they introduced her. The funny, fat friend. Each laugh cut deeper. Each mirror told her she didn't belong. She went home at night and stared, asking why she was never taken seriously. Food had become both comfort and chain. She felt trapped between who she showed the world and who she saw inside. The mask was heavy, and she was tired. Her first attempt was quiet. One salad for dinner. She felt ridiculous, as if one bowl could rewrite years of habits, but it was a start. She didn't post it online. She didn't brag. She whispered to herself, tomorrow, again. She walked past the bakery she once entered daily. The smell pulled her like a magnet, but for once, she kept walking. A small win, invisible to the world, but she felt it. She wrote it down on a sticky note. Didn't stop for bread today. Tiny, fragile, but hers. Days turned into weeks. Her body didn't change overnight, but her calendar filled with little victories. Walked 10 minutes at lunch. Skipped soda. They looked silly written down, yet they added up. For the first time, her story wasn't about being funny. It was about being consistent. A friend asked why she wasn't drinking at happy hour. She smiled and said, "Because I don't need to." They laughed. But inside, she felt strong. Strength wasn't loud. Strength was quiet choices, made again and again. The scale barely moved. This crushed her at first. She wanted dramatic numbers, but instead, her jeans felt looser. Her face looked calmer. The mirror began to change. Not thinner, but kinder. For years, she'd used jokes to hide. Now, she stood in silence and felt peace. That peace surprised her. It's not the salad, she realized. It's me. For the first time in years, she liked her own reflection, and that alone felt like freedom. Her coworkers noticed, not the weight, but the energy. She didn't fall asleep at her desk anymore. She laughed, but this time the laughter felt real. One said, "You look happier." She wrote those words down. She wanted proof of progress that wasn't measured in pounds. Each salad was no longer punishment. It was proof she cared for herself. She whispered to herself, "I'm not the joke. I'm the main story." One night, she cried again, not from pain, from pride. She remembered years when she laughed while feeling invisible. Now her reflection showed resilience. She wasn't perfect. She still had cravings. She still stumbled. But for once, the stumble didn't erase the journey. She saw herself not as fat, not as funny, but as strong. That shock of recognition lit her up inside. "This is who I was always supposed to be." Her family tried to joke. "Don't get too skinny," they teased. She didn't laugh this time. She said calmly, "I'm not doing this for you." They didn't understand, but she didn't need them to. This was hers. Every fork of salad, every walk, every refusal, every glass of water. Each step said, "I matter." Funny fat friend was gone. Sarah remained, and Sarah was enough. Months passed. She looked slimmer, yes, but that was not the story. The story was a woman who refused to be the punchline. Friends adjusted. They began to see her strength. She stopped waiting for applause. The mirror was her stage now. Each morning, she whispered, "Good job." She smiled, not because of weight loss, but because of respect gained. Respect from herself. She didn't chase perfection. She chased peace. Some days were salads. Some days were pizza. Balance, not punishment. She allowed joy without shame. She learned discipline without cruelty. The scale became a side note. Her laughter returned, but now it wasn't armor. It was joy. She wrote, "Strong doesn't mean skinny. Strong means honest." The truth held her steady. The truth carried her forward. Years from now, she will not remember the number on the scale. She will remember this, the day she stopped being the joke. The day she said, "I deserve respect." That story began with one salad, one step, one choice, and it grew into a life she built herself. She rewrote her role. She stopped hiding. She became her own friend. True change begins within, and if you're listening now, your change can begin too. Subscribe and take your first step today.